Hi drummers, hope you're well. So this is how to play the drum beat from The Way It Is by Bruce Hornsby and The Range. And it goes like this. And so on, and this is credited to the drummer John Molo, or at least the drummer on this album is listed as John Molo. This sounds to me, for all the world, like a drum machine or programmed drums, and it's quite a repetitive beat. So this tutorial is just about that main beat. There are loads of great live versions where Bruce Hornsby's band, which has had various drummers over the years, play this, and the drummer plays all sorts of cool stuff, including drum fills, but this is just about if you want to get the basic beat down. It's a 16th note feel, which you would play if you're a human playing it on the hi-hat with 2 sticks on the hi-hat. You'd play it like a single stroke roll. So 16th notes or semiquavers, 1 E-ander, 2 E-ander, 3 E-ander, 4 E-ander, right, left, 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 right, left. If you're right-handed, your right stick, again, if you're right-handed, but come to the snare drum to hit the loud snare drum hit on beats 2 and beats 4, what we'd call a backbeat. 1 E-ander, 2 E-ander, 3 E-ander, 4 E-ander, 1 E-ander, 2 E-ander, 3 E-ander, 4 E-ander. That's the basic idea, right? So you might have played a groove like that before. That's the kind of core feel that's going on here. So you need some facility with that. All depends where you're at with your drumming, of course, but you need some facility to play that at this speed. The bass drum part is the really cool bit, I think, the bit that makes it sound like this song, and that goes like this. So a very repetitive beat. If you count your hi-hat, your 16ths as 1 E-ander, 2 E-ander, 3 E-ander, 4 E-ander, well then the bass drums fall on the 1, on the of beat 2, the of beat 1, so on beat 1, on the of beat 1, on the and of beat 2, on beat 3, and then on the and of beat 4. What I'm going to do here is play that really, really, really slowly, and I'm going to do one of the all-time classic ways of practicing anything on the drums, including drum rudiments or grooves or fills or whatever, anything you're working up. I'm going to play it deathly slow at first, and allow, what we do when we do that, of course, is we allow our hands and our feet to, and our brain working together, our nervous system to see it, to drink it in, and then we pick up speed little bit by little bit. We're going to go slow to fast to slow here. This is how we build up speed with these grooves, and this is obviously assuming that you're not just going to play this straight away. If you've experienced at the drums, you might see this groove and go, oh yeah, great, that's no problem. But assuming that you're not, assuming you want to build this up, we're going to go really slow, and we're going to repeat and loop and build up little bit by little bit. And of course, the thing we're looking for here, I'm always waffling on about this on this channel, is that lovely improvement zone, that zone where you can just about do it. This has to be your judgment based on where you're at. You work up to that speed where you can just about do it, becomes a little bit of a challenge. You're pushing on the edge of your comfort zone. You hold it there for a few seconds and bring it back down. And then again, working on the assumption that you're not just going to fly straight in and play this cleanly at full speed, then that's how you would build this up to the point of playing it smoothly with the music. So let's do that now. So we're going to go on beat 1, 1 E and A. So there, if you're right-handed, the first bass drum will sync with the right stick. The first bass drum you'll play it as you hit the right stick on the hi-hat. And the second bass drum will play on the A, which will sync up with the left stick like this. 1 E and A. That's the little unit, if you like, on beat 1. On beat 2, 2 E and A. So the bass drum here is on the and that syncs with the right stick. So the first half of the bar, beats 1 and beats 2. 1 E and A, 2 E and A. And again, it totally depends where you're at with your drumming. That might be fine. It might be that you have to break it down to literally saying the combinations out loud, and that is completely cool if that's the case. So you'd say, okay, right stick on the hi-hat and bass drum. Left stick on the hi-hat. Right stick on the hi-hat. Left stick on the hi-hat and bass drum. And so on. Do you see what I mean? Like, say the combinations out loud. At first, your only priority is just getting your hands and your feet to play the right notes in the right order. You're programming it in, and I can only repeat, like I do so often on this channel, do not miss out the step where you actually learn it. You actually show it to your hands and your feet. So that's beat 1 and beats 2 with a bit of repetition. 1 E and a 2 E and a. Beat 3 is 3 E and a. So the bass drum there is just on the 3 in sync with the right stick. And 4 E and a is like beat 2 was. So 4 E and a. Bass drum drops on the and in sync with the right stick. Here's the second half of the bar now. 3 E and a, 4 E and a. E and a, 4 E and a. 3 E and a, 4 E and a. One time through again, I'll do the little beat separately. Beat 1. 1 E and a. Beat 2. 2 E and a. You got it? Beat 3. 3 E and a. Beat 4. 4 E and a. I'm prepared to say this after doing this sort of thing with lots of thousands of drummers over lots of years till I'm blue in the face and pass out. Take your time. You understand me? The fastest route to doing this well, assuming you're not already smooth on this, the fastest route to doing this well is taking your sweet time, right? It's the only way. Show your hands and your feet the combinations. Drink it in, do a little beat at a time like that. Maybe put together the first half, put together the second half. You're not struggling with it. You're just at the beginning. Build it little bit by little bit. At some stage, with some nice repetition of just guiding your hands and your feet through it, you might find yourself here. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So the first sort of bass to get to is some kind of joined up version of it. If you're nice and slow, that's great. That's a great place to start. Haste is 100% your enemy here. Go slow. I just can't say that enough times. People still won't do it. People will watch this video all the way through and then go sit down at the kit and go, they go, oh, it's hard this. I'm struggling with this. No. Go slow. Do you understand me? So that's your first bass to get to. Anyway, that point where you can go nice and slow and steady, something like that. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. And then your job is to loop it. And tiny bit by tiny bit, and depending where you're at with your drumming, this might take a few sessions. It might take a lot of sessions. You're going to build it. And 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. That's what you're working up to here. Now, again, on the original like studio recording, I think it's a programmed part, and it's just that bar looped, right? Inevitably, if you come to play this song live, which I do quite a lot with like covers bands, function bands, playing at weddings and sleazy corporate gigs and functions and stuff, what inevitably happens, and including Bruce Hornsby's band, is the drummer plays drum fills and also variations. So you'll end up playing so especially in a live context, you don't have to stick to playing just this groove, but this is all we're dealing with today. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. There is another way of building this up, by the way. that's one way of doing it. You go deathly slow, you program it in, and then you work it up to speed in that fashion. There is another way, which is to play the hand part, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, at maybe a bit more of a lively speed, not deathly slow. And you can alternatively feed in the bass drum part one note at a time. This can be a really fun way to learn stuff, and another method. So in this version of learning it, you'd play your hands, like I say, just the hand part. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And then you'd add the first bass drum on beat 1. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. If you did a few repeats of that and you were happy, you might say, all right, now I'll add in the second bass drum, which remember is on the of beat 1. 1 E and a 2 E and you stay on that for a bit. Until you were super happy. That might be another day or whatever, another week of practicing. I don't know, it depends where you're at, man. But you get to the point where you're comfortable with that. And then you guessed it, you'll add in the third bass drum, which is on the and of beat 2. One E and a 2 and. Once you're happy with that, you then add in the next one on beat 3. And then the last one, of course, on the and of beat 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and. And that can be a really nice way to build things up. I quite like that because it's quite musical, and although breaking it down and going slow is perfectly normal, perfectly natural, 100% part of the process of learning just about anything, that can be nice because that does have the advantage. It has a little musical flow to it straight away. Some people prefer that method. Just try both, see which one you prefer, see which one works for you. I personally use both of those methods. Firstly, going very slow and playing everything and then working it up. And secondly, playing the bit that I can play already, like the hand part, and feeding in the tricky bit, the bass drum in this case, like a note at a time as you loop. I personally use both of those at different times, depending on what would feel like it would work in whatever the situation is, man. So they're both of those ways of learning things are available. So that's that. I'll play it one time now, real slow, and work up. Last time. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. Here we go. 1 E and a 2 E, 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. Like I said at the start, when you do slow, fast, slow practice, is work up till you're fast, hold it there for a bit, and then slow it down again. Slow, fast, back to slow. That's the bit people often miss out, back to slow, because what you get at the slow speeds is you get that consolidation. It solidifies. You get a chance for your brain and your hands and your feet to really cement that, man, make that rock solid. As you get faster, of course, assuming that is solid, you then get to test your speed. You get to get into that improvement zone, and by pushing at the edge of your comfort zone into your improvement zone, so to speak, you get to build up the speed, and then by coming back again, you go back into that sort of consolidation zone. I'm a huge fan of slow to fast to slow practice for just about everything, as well as steady tempo. Love a bit of slow to fast to slow. So that's that. Hope that's useful. What an amazing groove. And yeah, if you're playing this song, that piano lick comes in at the start. It's beautiful piano playing, isn't it? It comes in at the start. Everybody turns to you at that moment. And if you go... I've done it enough times on gigs. People are like, yeah, that's the one, man. People love that, the 16th note feel. And if you play the bass drum part like that. People are like, yeah, man, that feels just right. And of course, that's a lovely thing to hit. So thanks for that. I should say shout out to Nick, channel member Nick, for suggesting that one. He said he's been working on that. He said he wanted to check that it is a 16th note feel and not something else. It definitely is 16ths on the hi-hat played in that fashion. So shout out to him. And thanks a million for watching. Really appreciate it. Please like, share and subscribe. And thanks a million, as always, to all the amazing people who've supported this channel via my Buy Me a Coffee support page. If you've enjoyed these videos, found them helpful or useful in any way, and you're in a position to and you'd like to, please consider supporting this channel. You can do that by buying me a coffee at that page, or you can become like Nick, a channel member. As a channel member, for £10 a month, you're becoming part of this channel. You're supporting it, you're helping it grow. In return, you'll get a whole load of stuff, a complimentary Zoom session, access to future Zoom sessions, a practice plan, a customized practice plan I'll write out for you and update for you as often as you like as you progress. I'll also be on hand for you to answer your questions anytime you like, give you video responses anytime you like, to assess if you want to send in, loads of members do this now, your practice videos on a regular basis, or songs that you're learning, grade pieces, whatever. I'll give you the feedback on that as you go along. Members videos, breakdowns of the song covers, like the note for note covers that I put up here, and tons of other features in the pipeline as well for that, if that sounds like it would be of interest to you, to have an ongoing drum support service, as well as supporting this channel. Check it out. Details in the description below. Thanks a million, Nick, and see you soon. Cheers.